Forbes Under 30 Summit Africa to help position Botswana as a regional economic hub. Under 15 and under 19 national table tennis complete training camp in preparation for the Africa Table Tennis Championship. Dr. Taposa is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, 3 representatives of SpaceX company, renowned globally for being leaders in design and manufacturing of advanced rockets and spacecrafts, paid Katie's call on President Dr. Mokgweetsi Masisi on Monday. SpaceX owns Starlink, the world's first and largest satellite constellation using low Earth orbit to deliver broadband internet. The leader of the delegation, Lorraine Dreyer, said they are on a global expansion mission, especially in Africa, where they have invested in 5 countries and would like to do the same in Botswana. Starlink is said to be a faster and easier way of making internet accessible in rural areas or developing nations where penetration remains very low. SpaceX is owned by billionaire Elon Musk. Now, back home, Botswana expects to the African Growth Opportunity Act AGOA of 2000 will be extended at the U.S.-Africa Business Summit. Trade and Industry Minister Musi Khafela says the current position of many African states is that AGOA should be renewed beyond 2025 and must resonate with Africa's ambition of moving away from being an extractive continent to focus more on the exploitation of value chains in the region. This American trade deal with Africa offered duty-free access to the U.S. market for over 1,800 products. Botswana has benefited from its participation at the U.S. Business Africa Summit in the last 3 years.
What trade relations do? They compel good proper existence. They compel corruption policy corruption di policy tsa rona ke tse leng gore di rotloetsa tlhango ya mebereko jalo le jalo le nyeletswe huma ya no re thibile lebelo la go rotloetsa gore re inakanya le lenaneo la go rekisa dithoto le ditirelo tsa Batswana ko ntle ga lehatshe la Botswana. AGOA kana sa le singolotse ba re ka 2025 ya ema go tshwentse Maafrika le go goleo le tshwentse Maafrika le go golela gore e emisiwe ga ise ba wele gore ba emisa go tsabe ile ha re kopa le bone ba kopa gore extending AGOA gore imagwa Maafrika ba re e nne le ruri me ba supa gore America ha ka ba dumela gore e nne le ruri. But it's a trade scheme with so many product lines into.
Minister of Education and Skills Development, Dr. Douglas Lesola Thebe, stated that next year the government will assist graduates penetrate the global market, citing that Botswana's quality education system makes them to qualify for global opportunities. Dr. Lesola Thebe highlighted this during the 2024-2025 tertiary education sponsorship launch. Now, moving on, the influx of illegal immigrants, particularly Zimbabwean nationals, is said to be a concern in Nswazi Village. The Nswazi Village Development Committee Chairman, Mr. Mutsumi Maule, said so during a Khotla meeting addressed by Nkange Legislature, Dr. Neva Tabang, on Monday. Abigail Madorobo reports.
The village leadership is concerned with an influx of illegal immigrants from neighboring country Zimbabwe in Nswazi, and their presence is said to be contributing in high crime rate as the village is experiencing shortage of police officers. Mr. Mutsumi also said that drug abuse in school remain a major concern in Kange constituency.
Our schools are hard hit by drug use, and we as parents are responsible for selling drugs to our children.
Residents were encouraged to utilize government initiatives aimed at improving their lives.
I encourage you to take government programs And there's another one coming called Tuolitoto that encourage you to venture in any farming practice, being it cattle or fish farming. I therefore encourage you to take advantage of these programs.
Other issues that affect the village were raised by the community.
Nswazi is a big village and the population was increased by those who came from Zimbabwe. And we plead with you that when you give us a Peleching quota, that should be taken into consideration.
Meanwhile, Nswazi village scooped position 1 in the Glinders competition of the Middle villages in Totume district. And this will go a long way in promoting healthy environment that villagers can be proud of. Abigail Madorobo, BTV News, Nswazi.
The acting president, Mr. Slamba Tsogwane, says Botswana is honored to host the Forbes Under-30 Summit Africa for the 3rd consecutive year, adding that the summit will help Botswana position a regional economic hub and a platform for young people to unleash their potential and prosper in various sectors. Tlotla Matlabapiri reports.
The 3rd edition of Forbes Under-30 Summit Africa is underway in Gaborone to create strong collaborations, access to investors and business opportunities, and exchange of ideas with 1,000 like-minded individuals, a platform that continues to inspire young people in Botswana and across the region to dare to dream and seek to explore opportunities in business to find investors.
This year's theme is the engine of Africa's growth, investment and entrepreneurship. This is very relevant to Africa's Agenda 2063, the future we want, and it's in consonant with our National Vision 2036, prosperity for all. It is also a means of opining possibilities for value chain development by accessing several youth-oriented economic empowerment programs, leveraging on their Forbes learnings and experience. Forbes continues to be a great opportunity to communicate globally the promotion of Botswana as a destination for business and leisure. As the government of Botswana, we value your expertise and believe that your insights will inspire the delegates to build a richer pipeline into Africa's economy. Please share your valuable and rather invaluable experience with the delegates and audience even after the summit.
Some of the young entrepreneurs from across the region and the world shared their real-life experiences and successes as entrepreneurs, which they attributed to being authentic, innovative, and investing in oneself.
Everyone has talent. God has blessed us all with a gift. It's what you do with that gift. So I've seen some amazing singers, I've seen some amazing entertainers, I've seen some people with great ideas, and I tell them, that's your gift. But who are you going to give that gift to? How are you going to present that gift? So the drive behind the talent is what you look for.
But as an African child, start with who you are, where you are, and what you've got. Yeah. Put it on camera, put it on screen, and you just never ever know who's on the other side, who it will resonate with, and whose life it can change, including yours.
Typically, most people thought that it's only male who will thrive and succeed in those spaces. And this is where when we have the diversity that is brought in by actually including others and also other genders, there's a difference in terms of that diversity of perspective, the richness of the conversations that you have, and also we're different in terms of how we do things.
Anyone who's interested in getting into AI, the first thing is just find your domain knowledge. It's okay, be it you're in finance, designing, and just at least get yourself to be part of a community that is talking about AI. This will enable you to understand how can I plug in.
For the next 3 days, these young entrepreneurs and other delegates will engage in masterclasses, networking and roundtable discussions, which will focus on specialized topics including finances, innovation and technology, personal branding, as well as forging partnerships with other creatives and entrepreneurs. Tlotla Matlabapiri, BTV News, Gaborone.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on, Member of Parliament for Khansi South, Mr. Motsamai, has advised Mitsimanso residents against registering for services in areas where they are not permanent at, as this interferes with services provision for government and could result in Mitsimanso not being declared a formal settlement. The residents made their request for their area to be declared a formal settlement during a Khotla meeting yesterday, stating that they want to be able to access to proper road networks, telecommunications, as well as able to retain public offices.
Mitsimanso is found in the Khansi South constituency, accessible from Nojani village via a 55-kilometer stretch of gravel road. By virtue of it being in a remote area, developments are sluggish. We have to travel as far as Charles Hill and Khansi to access services, and this is very tedious.
We'd like for
Mitsimanso to have internet connectivity like in other areas. The road you used to come here is very bad, and we are wondering if there are any plans in the future to have it fixed. I'm talking specifically about the Nojani Hukunzi Road. However, the residents were informed developments are determined by numbers. There's a concern that residents are not getting services in a timely manner. However, I can attribute this to the fact that residents tend to go and register for certain services outside of where they permanently reside, which results in these services being provided elsewhere instead of here. My advice is that from now onwards, register for services in areas where you are staying, as numbers act as guidance for government. Government, when making decisions about what services are needed in certain settlements or villages, uses numbers registered in that area to determine whether or not such areas can be upgraded. There are processes which have to be followed in order to declare a place a settlement. We have to look into the national settlement policy, which will inform us of whether or not the numbers here can allow for you to be regarded as a settlement legally. Things that are often considered include the type of government structures that are found there, including schools, health posts, to name a few. On other issues, concerns such as the road and shortage of water in the area will be addressed through some of the projects in the pipeline built for NDP 12. Angela Nosa, BTV News, Mitsimanso.
The Kabajun Challenge and Cultural Festival this year attracted about 9,000 travelers, surpassing the 2023 7,000 attendance. Small business owners appreciated the support of visitors who bought them from their stalls in large numbers, stating that this year they made more profit compared to previous years.
Our June Challenge and Cultural Festival continues to register growth every year. At least 9,000 people attended the event this year, as compared to 7,000 that attended the previous one. About 35 small businesses were tasked with the responsibility to provide catering services to the multitudes that had attended the festival.
The experience is very good.
Business was good. It's just that we were not fully prepared to cater for so many people. However, we managed.
But we didn't have much, but manage.
I focused on selling breakfast, eggs, fat cakes and chips.
The first time we get that,
I learned a lot from selling food here. My wish is to come back next year. Food vendors were applauded for providing an exceptional service at the festival.
We even cancelled our food.
Our plan was to do self-catering, but after buying food here, we abandoned the plan.
And we're going to do it that happen next year. And this time we won't come with 2 cars, we'll come with 7 cars.
to ensure there is economic benefits for communities at Kawa. The Village Development Trust encouraged residents to lease out their residential areas as a campaign space for revelers and also to provide catering services for the visitors. BTV News, Kawa.
Well, that is the news. This is what you stay with us, Thato Khosimore, to take you through the world of sport.
Thank you, Olibile Samoka. This is In Context, the sports update brought to you by Tato Khosumra. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at our top story this afternoon. Botswana Table Tennis Association completed 11 days training camp for the under-15 and under-19 teams in preparation for the Africa Table Tennis Championships to be hosted in Botswana from the 15th to 21st of July. Michelle Sekopo reports.
Even though they're not yet fully first campaigners on the international scene, the junior and his coaches say they believe this training camp has helped the players and has motivated them to have another training camp before the competition starts in July. From the 5 under-15 girls that are under Butele's coaching, there is Bidla Monkele, who is one of the few players with international experience.
It has been wonderful because out of Banaba they are responding very well, they are willing to learn, they are learning, and there is a lot of improvement, the more performance in Yabo.
The game is international league at Samitua Yang. Ranale Wita Monkele on Mobile, Reverend Kena for last year was the hopes. Telling for an accompany Mahatama was Southern Africa. So Manda 15, she's the only girl who killed Matameka.
Registration for the Africa Championships is ongoing, and the organizers say they expect to host 40 countries, including neighboring countries like South Africa, Namibia, and Swaziland.
It's an African competition, like you know. Africa has 53. Our hope is bringing 4 participants per gender. But you know, we are doing everything for it. At least the Harkabonale, at least 40. Really, mo Botswana the sponsors for the battle on board.
Africa Games will start from the 15th of July to the 21st of that month at Botu University and Game City Rooftop. Michelle Sokopo, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
And moving on, Joanne Netball Club defeated Jasper 65-21 in a Lukara Netball League played at SSKB courts to remain top of the log standings and boost their chances of qualifying for this year's top 8 finals. Komutso Sofako with the details.
The current log leaders joining Netball Club got off to a blazing start, taking a 17-3 lead in the first quarter before taking the second one by a 38-8. Bamekhabana's ladies continued their dominance in the third quarter as their experienced goal shooter Shelly David bullied the helpless Tamaga Jasper's defense to take the third quarter 14-14. The third quarter was just an exhibition for Joining, who had already wrapped up the match, recording their 11th win of the season with an emphatic 65-21 win to remain at the summit of the log with 22 points and just 2 points adrift of second place BDF Cares.
The team is experience ba fiti ba trainer na kotse tsotlhe so rona re team entšhwa tota re ba ntšhwa ba dire ba ntšhwa compete go joina Lukara and go dingalo because re kopana gone ka gore di player tsa rona tse dingwe di tswa kgakala since bile re sena bo ba thuisa ka madi a transport ka eng that's why re kopana gone ha re itsane kopana gone
motshameko ne o tsamaile sentle and I'm very impressed because ba ne re tshameka le bone ke team e tswang go tlase. And we managed to have competition between two teams, and I'm very impressed. Pressure is too high because the teams that are the most powerful teams. So we have to make things more easier to us, practice and all that. But tell her to go head on let the two teams.
In other results, starting on Saturday, UB Crystals down Vipers 37-26, while BDF Cares defeated Police by 50 points to 43. In the men's result, Police down BDF Cares 58-30. On Sunday, Notwane edged out UB Crystals by 51-40. Komzo Sefako, BTV Sport, Mogodisani.
And that before signing off is our last story this afternoon. Makufa Sporting Club and BDF 11 played to a 1-1 draw in the Kweneng Women's Football League decider played at Modisani Junior School. Makufa were the first to score, courtesy of Precious Tlhapi's strike in the first half, while Nancy Ntshwabi equalized for BDF 11 in the second half. The result leaves BDF 11 still at the top of the table, just a point above second-placed Makufa. Leader Apollo Kahusmo.
After many missed scoring opportunities by both teams, Makufa were the first to score through their captain, Precious Tlhapi's 37th minute strike. The goal was enough to take the game to recess with a 1-0 lead. In the second half, both teams continued where they left off in the first. On the 60th minute, however, Precious Tlhapi had a chance to increase the lead from a free kick, but the Kema Girls goalkeeper denied them the chance. 3 minutes later, the Kema Girls scored an equalizer after a brilliant move between Michelle Abwe and Nancy Ntshwabi. Makufa had a clear chance to score, and when everybody thought they finally got a second goal, BDF 11 goalkeeper Marilyn John produced a top-notch save to deny them the opportunity. The game ended in a 1-1 draw to leave the Kema Girls unbeaten so far in this campaign. BDF 11 are still at the top of the table with just 1 point above Makufa. The quest for the league will now continue with 3 games to go.
I wanted to win it just because second half especially midfielder because we never half-time early goal, so we feel they managed to equalize. So what we are going to do, we are going to start fighting for the goals, but we
our aim was to win. If you fail to score, our aim, another aim was draw. It's going to be a tough game. Because we know this opponent would not leave. Because we said so when you prepare for this kind of this game, tactical wise, because I don't want to in other
Kweneng results, Lion Volcanoes lost 4-0 to Habano United, while third-placed Mexican Girls defeated Ragutlo Eagles 3-0. Jacks won 2-1 against City Girls. Lydia Apoloko, BTV Sport, Mogoditshane.
And that's all from In Context, the sports update. Stay tuned for more from In Context. Good afternoon.
We continue as an industry to work hard to recover the tourism industry. When I say recover, I mean we want to bring back the numbers to where